What's good, my brethren? How y'all doing, man? I hope that you are doing well. I truly do. This is one of those videos that I feel compelled to do. I really only want to do videos that I feel compelled to do ever. And this is one of the videos. It's the thoughts that have been running around in my head for the last couple days. I said, man, it must be meant for me to do this video. And I'm going to cover several different things. I'm going to try to tie this all together at a bottom line. And the bottom line, I'm going to just give you the bottom line, is that us as men, we have to go through so much in life. And let me put it like this. Where I'm going to start? When I look in the mirror, because I had 3 different thoughts, but I'm gonna wrap this all up in a nice package, hopefully. I had a thought, and I look in this mirror, the physical mirror and the intellectual kind of ideological mirror. When I look in the mirror, I say, all right, I see a man that's, seasoned, aged, in shape primarily, chiseled so far as mentally, spiritually, physically, athletic, but I'm not, I don't do a whole bunch of the gym anymore. I really want to, but I just haven't. I don't really care about the gym. I do a lot of walking. I do a lot of trailing. I do a lot of bike riding. I go I guess that's my thing, man. I'm addicted to walking and trailing, man. And I, that's kind of like my athletic addiction. I try to, drink a lot of water and eat healthy. So I don't physically go to the gym and stuff as much as I used to, to build up the chest and the biceps and stuff. I'm like, cardio is excellent, and I really don't get tired a lot. And I do some kind of lifting and stuff, but not a lot, man. A few push-ups here and there. Nevertheless, that's the physical. But when I look at my in the book, I think I still got it in a link in the description. The success book talks about the different levels of different columns of your life, whether it's financial, whether it's mental, whether it's emotional, whether it's spiritual, physical as well. And you rate yourself based on that particular column of life. And as I look in the mirror, I judge myself regularly on the columns of my life. Spiritually, how you doing mentally? How you doing financially? How you doing physically? You know what I mean? And judge myself. So I'm very well understanding about my strengths and weaknesses and stuff like that. And so my bottom line is that me as a man, and many of you brothers, I'm just saying this as it relates to us, you had to go through something to become something. You know what I mean? You had to go through too much in life to care about the opinion of a female. And I'm going to go through some examples here. A woman who, number one, didn't have to go through anything to acquire her assets, which is booty and titties and beauty. She didn't have to go through nothing to acquire that. But her thing, I forgot where I first heard that. This guy had a chart, and he said, what is that called? The beauty chart, or value chart, or something, as it relates to men and females. He said age 18 to 25, she's at the top of her game. And he had this chart, and it said 18 to 25, the guy is at the bottom of his game. You know what I mean? And it follows the male and the female, typical, Western American, because a lot of stuff don't really apply as much. In America, it applies heavily. So a woman in 18 is at the peak of her value, 18 to 25, right? That's when she's the most tightest and beautiful, which is the most important thing about the woman, primarily. It's not about her degrees. It's not about, which is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's not about how well she cooks, which is absolutely nothing wrong with that. if she got money and she can cook and she feminine and helpful and obedient, man, that's awesome. Why? That's a great thing. But the primary thing that we all know as men, we look at a woman's beauty. Why? Because it's just how the Most High hooked us up. So the peak of her beauty is 18 to 25. And it goes down from there. And around 25, 30, something like that, the man's quote, quote, value goes up. And, you know, I like that chart. It's pretty cool, pretty accurate. So that gets me to thinking about, I just gave you the bottom line. The bottom line is I went through too much. You guys went through too much to give a rat's ass about what some once a month bleeding, little female has to say about you. And I'm pretty stubborn. And that's man, I want to cover some other things, but I'm just going to go randomly. Let's go. In this society, we are socialized to care too much about what a little female has to say, her opinion of stuff. We care too much about what some little girl has to say and her view of us, a man who has to actually go through something in life to acquire something. We ain't got no patriarchal system. We ain't got no setup and hookup where our fathers hand us down, for the most part. I was talking to this Pakistani, it was Bangladesh dude. He was talking about their financial structure of their country sucks, so far as the bribes and crookedness of the politicians. You got to pay everybody. But he said, hey, the family life is outstanding and great. You know, like they have a patriarchal construct. And I was like, yeah, here in America, you can make money, but the family life absolutely sucks. He says, yes, my friend, yes. You know, so yes, they have a messed up system, but when it comes to the money or whatever, but when it comes to the family life, they still got a family structure. We ain't got that here. We ain't got, primarily, especially in the Black community, we don't have it set up, or even legally, that you can really hand down resources to your children, because it's all predicated upon whether or not the female want to stay with you or not. And if she want to leave you, she can strip you of the bag. She can strip you of your retirement, things you build. You understand me? And she can strip that legally. So there ain't no structure here for you to legally develop these things and pass them on generationally, these resources and all of this stuff, because it's set up for the woman to be financially incentivized to destroy families. And so my point is that that's just the bottom line. I know I randomly went to that, but this is, man, I got a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm glad I wrote this stuff down, man. But yeah, just she don't have to go through nothing in order to acquire nothing in this setup. You see what I'm saying? And as a man, you have to go through a lot to acquire the stuff that you get, but then the stuff that you get, it can be stripped from you. And then you are just told, oh, just you get used to it. You strong, you just be a man. But the thing is, you can't really be a real patriarchal structure, like a man in a patriarchal structure, because you don't live in a patriarchal structure. So it's like, yeah, you can be a man, you earn high income and all of this, or just income, and take care of a family. Oh, but wait, that woman can strip you of that family and go to the next penis and jump on that and say, oh, you were abusive and you were controlling. It's like, so why should you care about a female's opinion of you, especially in this setup? And so what I'm saying is that the structure sets, man, yeah, I guess it's going to be, y'all just roll with me, man, because I want to do a bunch of stuff, say a bunch of stuff in this one video. I want to do a bunch of videos. So, but, so it's set up like that, man. So it's like, and this is another thing. The other bottom line is this. All right, man, let me just roll. The other bottom line is that I want to talk about her value is based on locationally based, right? And so I'm just gonna roll with the points and stay on point here. My random points. Check this out. All right, the reason I'm talking about what I'm talking about is this, man. I was watching a couple of videos. One was this chick, and I'm gonna roll back to the bottom line. One was this chick. It was some, good-looking white broad. And I'm imagining maybe 20 to 25. And she had talked about she had obtained bodies. She had different sexual partners or the same within the last 6 to 7 months. She had a partner a day, a body a day, which came out to approximately, that's half a year. That's 180 people every single day that she had a body. She had a different sexual partner. She said sometimes the same dude, so she said, I can't really, let's say 150, only 150. 180 to 150, so she don't remember. Why should body count matter? Right? Body count shouldn't matter, So she said, so I was watching that video, I'm like, wow, man, and y'all can look that up, man. I was going to look it up and stuff, but you can just YouTube that mug, man. She was I forgot who was interviewing this chick, but so I'm watching that just like, yeah, this is just confirmation, bro. Why should you care about what a prostitute has to say and how she values you? And in this system of America, that's the other point I wanted to mention. We are socialized to give a rat's ass about the female's opinion of us, but they're socialized not to care anything about our opinion. They're socialized to be liberated harlots and to be have a high opinion of themselves while doing very, very low quality things like having a body a day. And then men are socialized through the media, through their mama, through the broken family situations, matriarchal situations. Because there ain't no patriarchal construct where the men set up and say, this is how a woman's supposed to behave. This is how she's supposed to conduct herself. These are the laws. No, we were not going to create laws that incentivize and pay women to leave. We're not going to set prostitute laws up that pay women to leave. This is insane. This place is insane, bro. They have set up laws that pay women to leave. So when men, and this is what I'm saying, I'm stubborn, man, because I have the mentality, I fight the mentality of simping. No, this is wrong. No, doing this. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just stubborn, man. I've learned since like 14 years old, man, just to be selfish. And, I learned listening to, I have talked to some old pimps and stuff back in the day. And, they helped me understand the mentality. I'm talking about when I was like 15, something like that. They helped me understand the mentality of broads, man. And I've always been intrigued by that mentality. Yes, not to putting women out to the game and whoremongering and stuff, but which is a sin, you know what I mean? However, the mentality of it is basically being, you're the prize, you are selfish, and she is going to float in your life and she going to float away because she ain't got the mentality correct and she ain't complete and full. So I don't know. That's one of my things I learned over the years and years and years. And I ran into a couple of players back in the day who understood certain things, and that's kind of that kind of stuck with me because I don't know, back then, man, back in the 90s and 2000s, when I was growing up, you had all like the Boys to Men, and you had all this baby please please please, oh baby please please, and all this begging niggas, and then you had music like Ice Cube and Too Short and Snoop Dogg and I ain't saying this music is good. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I've learned that's kind of like, again, through the culture, through the music, right, and the environment, you learn certain things. And when I grew up, it wasn't simping to this degree. And it wasn't single family mothers as much like this. You still had, many of my friends growing up had their father in the house who were the, commanders and stuff. I remember 1, 2, 3, well, about 3 straight up. But I did see single mother raised dudes over here, and many of them went back and forth to jail. And including myself, my father used to beat the crap out of me. When you do wrong, you get punished. And I'm like, oh, okay, I don't want to do that because I'll go to jail or get punished. So Pops kept you in line, man. And so I seen being raised in a patriarchal-ish kind of construct and having a fear of my father and seeing other certain brothers raised in a certain way and seeing other ones get in trouble all the time, was raised by the single mother. Then, like I said, environmentally formatted. We're formatted primarily by our environment and how we raised. So I didn't really grow up in a super ultra simp culture, but I seen the simping, but it wasn't heavy like that. And I was always repelled by, oh, baby, please, 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 please. These begging niggas, man, in the music. It never appealed to me. And when I hear that music, even now, I mean, this is repellent, man. So I've been kind of seasoned through the years about the music, about the environment, and different people I ran into, and different like manly men that I grew up around, to not be no simp. You did have simps over here, but I'm so glad I magnetized to and was attracted to more of the masculine stuff. Yeah, I know some of it was degenerate with the pimping and all that, but to still understand, I'd rather be on this side of things than as opposed to the baby, please, 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 baby. Keith Sweat, niggas begging. I was repelled by that bull. So my point is that so I'm more so stubborn so far as my thought processes, and then plus when you come into it, and then it's another thing. I grew up in a church, and one thing repelled me is about the church is about a lot of pandering pastors. Oh, don't worry, it's gonna be all right. And then all the females liking the pandering, pimping pastor. All he really doing a lot of times is saying let's say you would have a situation where the woman would always go to church. I'm going to church. My pastor said this. My pastor said that. Ha. But then when she get home, she disrespect her man. And then she wonder why her man don't come to church with her. Because the pimping pastor is throwing shade on the husband, on her man. And so basically he trying to remove, the pastor trying to break her husband down in her sight, so that she will see the pastor as like, the pastor trying to remove competition, you know what I mean? And so seeing that, man, and I'm like, man, I love the scriptures, but I hate the setup, how you always pandering the females and asking for money. And the females love church because they like the music and they like, the whole thing of it. I love the scriptures, but I hate the system of how it be structured incorrectly sometimes. There's always some pandering pastor trying to look good in front of females. You gotta admit, man, being a pastor, you gonna get broads easy, man. You know what I mean? So, and I'm a musician, man. I've seen stuff in the background. So my point is that, okay, I've been more stubborn and I don't really cater to the mentality. That's my little background. I don't really cater to the mentality of this culture so far as simping and stuff. Baby, please, and all that. That's not my thing. But I understand why men simp in this culture. I'm just stubborn, and I'm glad I'm stubborn in that specific respect. And so, but your average dude, it's such a bombardment of this, man. I remember growing up watching Al Bundy, watching The Simpsons with stupid Homer Simpson. Oh, Marge is always smart, and then Homer's always stupid, and Lisa's smart, but Bart is always stupid. And like it's always this they structure, like I said, environment and the society and the music and stuff. And so now you have another generation of single mother raised dudes who are just completely impacted by this culture. Then I was talking to some old black lady yesterday, And another we was talking about the last generation. I'm like, man, it's just a bunch of NPC zombies walking around this mug, man. You listen to the music. Better, 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 better. This book's is stupid music with some audio tunes. I say this, I say it right. Like, man, what this bull? Nigga, I'm listening to this music. I'm like, yo, what is this? Like, I'm a musician, my nigga. What is this? Nigga begging with audio tunes on, man. So anyways, man, I gotta get this video, man. But I'm like, yo, man, looking at this stuff, bro, is like, how you can understand what I'm saying. And my bottom line is I understand why culturally men are turned out to be simps. And I understand because of this bigging up of the female in this culture that women are raised to be high-minded, proud prostitutes. Because look at the culture, look at these broken down men who are raised by his mama. His mama raised him to respect women. And her body count don't even matter. In a patriarchal construct, you're going to regulate her body count. It's punishments for having a high body count. You know what I mean? But in this matriarchal construct of America, this woman got a body a day. And so why should we give a rat's about the opinions of a woman who's reckless with her body, who got 180 bodies in the last 6 months? And then look at her opinion and say, well, she wants a guy with, 6 figures. She wants a guy with at least 6-inch wiener. She wants a guy who has a 6-pack abs, 6'6", right, and 6 feet tall. These are the values of a well-used prostitute. Why the hell should we care about a well-used prostitute's opinion of us? This is your average American woman. I ain't saying that they have a body a day, which that's probably extreme. It probably is extreme. I know it is extreme, actually. Like 10 bodies a year is extreme, but what's extreme now? Extreme is good, right? Yeah, good is bad, bad is good in this place. Where's modesty? What is the man getting? It's just like, that's why scriptures say that she ain't supposed to be, destroyed by over much liberty? Was it polluted by over much liberty? You give the woman too much liberty, you know what I mean? And she ain't got no instructions. She had for self-destruction, bro. So that's the other video I was watching. That's the first video. With this chick, some good-looking white chick, and you would look at it, she's like, yeah, and this and that, yeah. And you would think just a cookie-cutter white, she's a cute chick. Oh, okay. This broad got 180 bodies in the last half of a year. They ain't been a full year. A body a day. I'm like, all those dudes probably wasn't wearing protection. Like, and it's like whoever hit her up in the DMs that she like or is saying the right things. Dude, 180 bodies, prostitutes don't even have, well, no, I can't say that because they might have like 3-4 dudes a night, But at least they honest with themselves. This chick's a prostitute, but she looked like your average cookie cutter white chick. Clean the sperm out of her hair, right? Do a colon cleanse. Refresh her pics. Put on a dress. Refresh her pics. When she get about 30 years old, get a cross. Get a cross necklace. Get a Bible and say, "Oh, Jesus Christ, yes." After she done got a kid or two, or this white chick, she might just clean herself up, represent herself to the market. Now I'm ready for marriage. Yeah, I'm clean now. Yeah, bro, I got like 300 bodies. Now she's clean. She's found Jesus Christ. Disrespecting, man. So that's the video I was watching. I'm like, wow, man. The women are really blatant about. A lot of these women have no shame, bro. And then they try to shame men for wanting virgins and low body count females. How you gonna shame a man for wanting what men have wanted for millennia? Men want a woman who Number one, look good and really preferably has zero body count. A lot of men in America have a perverted mentality and a low standard of, and I'll get to the next video I watch, talking about low standards. Men in America have just a low standard of women, man, because we've been beaten down by society. A lot of us been beaten down by our mamas. I ain't talking about me specifically, but in general. Men have been beaten down by their mamas. They've been beaten down by society. They've been beaten down by the music. They've been beaten down by the lack of choices of good-looking females. So, as I said before, as it says, the beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. And if all that you are beholding, and remember that America has a big obese problem, pun intended, right? America has a big obesity problem, especially in the women. So, like I said, man, you go to Colombia, man, you'll see 7s and 8s and walking around regularly. But here, man, and just 6 or 7 8s, those are good looking chicks. Here, man, you see a chunky broad, a fat broad. You might see a good looking skinny. Oh, look at that. Because the beauty standard is so very low. But if all that you are beholding, and I'll get to the next video I watch, the Filipina Pea. If all that you are beholding is, chunky 3s and 4s, then the new beauty standard, that 3 and 4 is going to be added up to a 7. You know what I mean? Because that's all you see. That's why they say, oh, that's a Ohio 10 or that's a Mississippi 8 or whatever. No, there are certain beauty standards that are universal, right? So I was watching this video with the Filipina Pea, excuse me. And for y'all that don't know, she's a chick from the Philippines. She seemed to be a cool, bubbly, cool chick. And Filipino people, I know some Filipino people and stuff. They seem to be cool, man, as well as Thai people. They're cool people, man. It's not like an act. Some of it, yeah, when they're trying to get some money out of you or whatever, but in general, they seem to be a positive group of people. And that seemed to be their vibe. Pretty much, man. Anyways, the Filipina Pea seems to be this chick. She's just like this Filipino chick from the Philippines who tries to get the opinions of like Western men. You know what I mean? And how she seemed like a kind of a go-between, like a kind of a friendly madam or something like that. She kind of seemed to be a go-between, like a bridge, to bridge the gap between Western men to come to the Philippines, to get them a Filipino wife. You know what I mean? I can't even say she kind of seems like that. That is kind of what she is, which is cool. I mean, so I was watching her video. Some of her videos is cool, man, because she be, during the passport bros getting the hell out of America, she be going in on a lot of Western women and stuff. I watched a few of them videos. I was like, oh, that's funny. This little Asian chick fighting back, these Western women and stuff. And so that's pretty cool. So that's kind of how I started watching her, but I don't really watch her a lot. But this video was cool because she was actually here in America, and she had asked, she had asked these American men what their opinion of how they get treated by American women. Now, these are American men in America. Usually I've seen a video, most of her videos be like when she in the Philippines or whatever, but she asked American men their opinion. It was pretty cool video. One of the things specifically that stuck out to me is that she had asked, she said the men of her culture while she's in the Philippines. Remember, this is what I'm saying about location. And even on a dating site I'm on, it'd be like, I get more likes and all that from internationally than I do locally. You know what I mean? Because locally I might just be an average dude, but women's standards are so high, you understand me, that I don't know. Yeah, but I get way more likes and way more messages internationally. But the Filipino P, what she said is that she, in her country with her men, she would be a 5 on a level 1 to 10. She would be a number 5. And which I look at her, I say, oh, it's cool, cute little average, Asian chick. She kind of a little chunky, but she's about a 5. She's cute. She's average. Plus, she's a little older, flat breasts. She's just a cute Asian chick. Nothing really special about her, right? That's what I said. And then she said she labeled herself a 5, and the men in her country label her around a 5. Nothing wrong with that. Cute average chick, thinks she's about 30, So in her own country, she's a 5. But if she pick herself up, come to America, which she did, and she was interviewing these dudes, and she showed a picture of herself, but they didn't, I guess, put 2 and 2 together and know that it was her, because some of them had sunglasses on or whatever. They was in the sun or whatever. And she showed a picture of herself to these dudes, and she was asking them, what number would you rate this girl? And most of them said, oh yeah, she's an 8. Oh yeah, she's a 10. Oh yeah, she's a 7. She's a 10. So what I'm saying is that she raised her level by simply being an in-shape average. Internationally, she's average. But if she brings herself to America, poof, she's a 10, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why? Because of location. And because men in America are social, we don't really see regular good-looking, and I see Asian chicks regularly. She's an average, cute little Asian chick. But here, because men are so sexually deprived, oh yeah, that's an 8, yeah, yeah. But remember, if all he is beholding, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So if all that he is beholding is fat, chunky, violent, masculine 4s and 5s, and that's all he primarily sees. Maybe if you're in LA or Miami or something like that, you're going to see definitely way more good looking chicks in those specific locations. But in general, man, you see what I'm saying? So he was like, oh yeah, that's an 8, that's a 9, that's a 10. So she changed her rating based on where her location. Likewise, that same American dude, like one of those dudes she was interviewing, if he pick himself up and go to the Philippines, poof, he's instantaneously transferred into a higher bracket. A lot of stuff is just simply location, man, and environment. And so that's what I was thinking, like, okay, why should you care? Like I said, you look in the mirror, you had to acquire something. And that's something I want to talk about as well. Hopefully I ain't going all these different directions, trying to be primarily organized. I want to talk about verification versus validation when it comes to males wanting to get validated by females versus males wanting to be verified by females. Attention. So this is what I was thinking about. Me personally, let me put it like this. You don't want to need female validation. You understand me? Need her to validate you as a man. You know what I mean? How I look at it is different as verification versus validation. Validation is like, oh, she said I'm this, so okay, now I believe in it myself. Like you shouldn't need. You want to be to the place where you believe in yourself, regardless to what anybody says. But don't get me wrong, it does feel very good to get verified. Like me, I have a high opinion of myself because I look in this mirror and I judge myself, my strengths, my weaknesses. I know where I'm strong and weak and this and that. So, and I'm like, I look at myself, I'm 6 foot tall, athletic build, good looking dude. And, but I might not get the attention from the females that I want. You know what I mean? The higher quality, good looking females that I want, who I believe, because I know myself physically and all this other stuff, I know my level. Therefore, I should be obtaining X, right? So, women, let's say foreign women giving me attention verifies what I already know about myself. You see what I'm saying? I mean, but you don't get, it's a verification. So I'm not looking for a woman to validate, okay, she believes that, oh, okay, now I believe in myself. No, I already believe in myself. But it's like a verification. It's kind of like, it's different, verification versus validation. Validation, okay, now she believes in me. Oh yeah, now I can believe in myself now. That's you needing female validation. This is my perspective. I just want to throw that out there. Now I'm that's like a woman kind of holding your balls in in her purse, your sense of self-esteem, your sense of self in her possession. And that's, you don't want to be needing her, needy of her validation. Now, on the other side, verification, it's kind of like, now I think it's about the, like, for example, you heard, that, you look at the weather, they say, all right, it's going to be 80 degrees, but it's about to rain at 5 o'clock. And you're looking out there at the sky and you're like, man, it don't look like it's going to rain. And then you hear the thunder. You're like, oh, okay, cool. It verified, that's the verification that you already knew it was going to rain. But that's the verification. Okay, all right, the rain coming in like 10 minutes later, it start raining. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there go the rain clouds. Okay, that's the verification of what you already knew. You already knew it was going to rain around 5 o'clock. That's what I'm saying, man. You already know that you're a top dude anyways, whether mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, and emotionally, and all this stuff. You already know your level. But in this setup of America, you might not be obtaining who, obtaining what you want to obtain, basically. But, just something I was thinking about. Validation versus verification. I thought I'd throw it in there and scream from my soapbox on that. So those two videos I watched, man, with the Filipina Pea, how she went from a 5 in her country to a 10 in America, 8, 9, and 10. When I look at her, she's an average, cute, little regular Asian chick. But I have a higher standard of women, man. You understand? So I'm like, she fat, she got kids, And the other video where the chick bragging about her 180 body count. When you look at her, I was like, this is a cool little bubbly little white chick. I thought she was going to say 30. Her body count is 30. This broad said 30 in the last 30 days. This chick said 30 in the last 30 days. This is her body count. I'm like, this airheaded, 304. And I'm like, dang, man, these are the women who we're supposed to raise our children. I was talking to the old black lady yesterday. She was cool. She was married for like 35 years or so. And she was talking about she had to go through some trials and tribulations with her husband and financially, and she stuck by him. I was like, oh, that's cool. They had to, old black chick, they had to get rid of these expenses and they had to suffer for a period of time. And I said, that's good, man. I commend you for, sticking by your husband as you should, through good, bad, sickness and health, X, Y, Z. And she said, and we was talking about, I said, yeah, and this and that. And she was like, yeah, some of these younger women, and they be talking about a whole lot of stuff and body count and this and it's a whole lot of stuff I can't even repeat. And it's an older black chick, married black chick. And I was happy to hear that, man. Oh, and she made me happy. She was, a cool old black broad, about 60 years old. And she, it made me feel good to hear that, she stick with her husband. It was 35 years, 35 years. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool, man. And she was just talking about how she had to, they had to cut expenses and they had to suffer and something with their car or something they had to, for like a year or so, they had to go through this and that, thick and thin. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. And I told her, I said, nowadays, these broads will just cut you loose and grab the next dude and the next dude. Well, this dude got that. See, just how I'm talking to you, I was talking to her because I realized she was a cool older black chick with a understanding of this stuff, and I had like a mellow mind. I was like, okay, you can't talk about this stuff with all these women. They volatile, and especially B-Dub. This is a particular cool B-Dub, married B-Dub. So it was pretty cool and refreshing to talk to her. And but yeah, so these women get rid of a dude quick, man. It's kind of like what they say, it's not your woman, it's just your turn, man. This chick she was a good looking broad, maybe about an 8, 7, 8. I couldn't really see her body and all that, but but even average chick can get, a body a day, so like it's this place, man. One thing I want to tell you, brothers, don't let the pollution of the culture of this place get to you too hard, man. I can see why male loneliness and, mental illness and all of this, I'm about to say the self-deletion rate. Let me put it like that. I don't know, certain trigger words you say and stuff like that. Man, the land of the free, you can say whatever you want to say as long as you don't say what don't need to be said, even though it's true, right? Can't say nothing about the Rainbow Coalition. Certain trigger words might trigger this and that. In the land of the free, though, right? You can say what you want, but you can't say what you want. Oh, jeez, man. It's land of the free. But it was a cool interview that Filipina Pea did with all the different American dudes. And you can see the perspective. A lot of Americans are stupid, man. They don't have no view of, they don't understand, like even geographically, where is the Philippines? Where is India? They don't even understand this. I was always intrigued, probably because like my earliest girlfriend was like when I was 12 or 13. She was like from Australia. So I looked at a map from Australia. I don't know. I've just been interested in the world, man. Where's Europe? Where's Romania? Oh, where's this? Where's that? Where's Tanzania? Oh, where's South Africa? Oh, hey, America's not as big as this country. Oh, the population of America is only this. And a Bangladesh dude told me that Bangladesh got a population of about 170 million people. But it's only like the size of like Ohio, bro. Something like that. And probably about the size of Michigan. So I'm like, dude, 180 million, that's half of America's population that live in an area in the state of Michigan, bro. But, that's one of the good things I'll say about America is that you can meet different people from different countries and stuff easily. I don't know if that's a great thing, but I take it. I like it because you can see their culture, see how they live. Asians, Chinese people primarily behave this way. Hispanics, well, it depends on what country they're from, but primarily they more this way. Yeah, it's a cool thing. I like it. I like being able to see different cultures and stuff, how they carry themselves and stuff. I like that, to understand that different stuff. But yeah, those two videos, man. Those are the things I just wanted to cover. Let me see. Oh, so that's what I wanted to. Bottom line, this thing again is, don't internalize her value system. I know it's easier said than done, man, but it is a fight, bro. It is a fight. The main thing I wanted to say in this video is to do whatever you have to do to disassociate yourself from the programming of trying to look at life, look at your value through the eyes of the woman and through the eyes of society. It basically, I'm telling you to rebel against that and just be your own man, bro. And that's, like I said, I'm more of a stubborn dude, and I come from a more of a grounded base. None was perfect and stuff, but just take the pieces and that. And I'm more of a stubborn dude and a selfish dude. And I look at myself as the prize. And I have had interactions with very pretty women and stuff. And over the years, I've grown to be like I'm the prize. You know what I mean? Who are you? You just some chick. You gotta believe that though, man. It really gotta be in you. You gotta believe that you're superior. You know what I mean? Especially when you come in, that's another thing. I just thought about another layer, the most important foundational layer, really, is that, I believe in the Most High and the scriptures. And the more you read the scriptures, you understand that the woman is really just a helper. You understand? Because I maybe should have started with that, but when you really bottom line this thing, a woman is just a servant. When you really base this thing to its bottom line foundation, the woman was created as a servant for the man. She was taken out of the man, out of his side. She's a derivative of the man. So, like, you can even look at this as like society's having all these problems between the male and the female. But really, if you base it off of the scriptures, which is supposed to be a biblical country, which, I don't know what happened to that, but right. the woman is essentially just a servant. You know what I mean? She's a servant. In her right capacity, she's a servant. And zero is wrong with that. But that's the problem, is she off base from where she's supposed to be. She's supposed to be by the man's side or behind him, serving him, helping him. That's what she's supposed to be. But this culture has done a mind job. And what I'm saying is, don't be pimped by the mind job. Either do something to whatever you got to do, brother. Hit the gym, build your masculinity, be more selfish, care more about yourself, watch more, videos like this and other brothers. This is, this stuff is therapeutic, bro, so that you may be able to have power. Because like the world is just telling you, and I would say also, don't watch TV and stuff, man. And, don't do your best, whatever you got to do to internalize things that make you strong mentally and spiritually. Read them scriptures, man, and they give you power, man. You understand that this is temporary. This is Babylon. This is meant to be a perversion for a period of time. So then you have hope that this will get better. Not this place, but in general, it will get better because it's going to be over. And that's the better that you hope for. And you sit back with the popcorn, which is really, now think about it. Speaking of this being over, you got the BRICS nations meeting, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Singapore, something, talking about how they want to de-dollarize kind of thing and move on to a different world currency. Now that's going to have lasting effects. We're going to see what happens here, man, because this is a very powerful and interesting time. But, yeah, man, it's her value. See, that's another thing I wanted to say. I think I pretty much covered everything. But her value, just like the Filipina Pea's value, is increased because she came to a culture of higher income, sexually deprived, sexually starved men, starved of femininity, starved of good-looking women. So her value, immediately increased. While in her own country, she's just a regular nobody, regular older chick. And she's like a 4 or 5, average. I look at her as about a 5. And I live here, but I understand I've traveled internationally. I know what beauty look like. And she cute. She ain't beautiful. But here in America, a lot of Americans don't even travel overseas. They don't even have an international mind state. He was, oh yeah, she's a 7. Oh yeah, it was a cute picture, but oh yeah, she's an 8. She's a 7. She's a 10. Wow, bro. No, she's not, bro. But beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So, a woman, just as she came here, her value increased. It's because of location, bro. So what makes these women proud in America? What makes them strong? What makes them quote, quote, beautiful and have this high opinion of themselves is her location. Because that's saying, now let's flip it. You take a woman, say a B-dub, it's average, average looking B-dub, she gonna get a bunch of attention from men here in America. You take that same average woman down to DR. You take her down to Brazil. Ain't nobody gonna care about her, bro. Cause she ain't beautiful. She ain't internationally beautiful. She just proximately, locationally beautiful. Cause that's all you see. And based on all the other chicks around here, she look good. She's a 7, 8, 9. When you actually see an international 8, 9, or 10, you're like, whoa, she don't compare. So, just some, I want to end this by saying, basically, as a system falls, so does the hookup. Filipina P got the American sex-starved man societal hookup when she came here. When she leaves and go back home, she gonna just be an average Asian chick in the Philippines. Nobody really cares. She's just a 5. But when she came here, she get the hookup. American women got the hookup here. And it just is what it is, bro. It's a Venezuelan chick I was talking to, trying to communicate with her a little bit of Spanish. what I say, hola, ¿cómo estás? Blah, blah, blah. Just, hello, how are you? And, bien, muy bien, bien, bien. And I was like, all right, what else is that? I'm trying to remember, because I ain't really spoke a lot of Spanish in a minute. So I'm trying to brush back up on that, but she big wide butt and just pretty cute and just friendly. Hey, how are you? Hola, ¿cómo estás? I was like, oh, hey. All this energy and happiness and stuff. And she was working at McDonald's, you know what I mean? Sweeping floors. I'm like, hey, she look good. But then you have some chunky, fat, B-dub coming in. I'm like, angry, bitter, with a bonnet, shower cap on her head. I'm like, hey. And I look at the two. I'm like, hey. Like, hey. You don't even compare. I mean, what I'm saying is like, I don't know. It's just locational and it's situational. So as this society crumbles and stuff, the veil of her value is going to be stripped. The cloak of how valuable she is, women going to get reduced back down to their value of what they really are, which is a servant. A weak, you understand me, dependent servant, not a strong independent. Right? No, you're not a strong, independent boss babe. No, you are a weak, dependent servant in your right state of mind. So it's going to take the stripping of society to break these bras down, man. And other than that, she going to always have until this society crumbles financially and she start losing all the hookups and stuff, or it'd be an EMP or something. Or whatever the new false flag gonna be. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but whatever the next flag gonna be. Until then, she gonna be a proud, independent, body counting, body multiplying thought, and she gonna be proud, and she gonna get the hookup. She gonna get the locational proximal hookup of American society. So this is something I wanted to, I ain't want this video to be this long, but that's my bottom line, brothers. You had to go through something to become something. And she just got the locational hookup. She ain't nothing but a used up locational hookup receiving dependent chick. She ain't, and then she looked down on you as a man, but you had to go through something to acquire something. You had to, whether it's wisdom, knowledge, or muscles or money or something. You had to go through something to get something. But then you look at this female who just got the hookup just by being a female located in America. And she, men need to be doing this. Men are worthless. I don't like calling people worthless, but if anybody's worthless, what worth do you bring to the table? Like, men created everything that keeps you safe. Even this shit society of America that elevates you. What do you actually develop and create? Oh, you got booty and titties. Well, everybody got booty and titties, right? Just like an a-hole, everybody got one, right? You got a mouth to bring it in. You got a poop chute to shoot it out. Everybody got one. Every woman got, booty and titties. Some of them deformed and some of them is well formed, right? But, that's just my point, brothers, is don't do your best, man, to do whatever you need to do to build your mind up, your spirit. Those are main two components. Your mental, your spiritual, your emotional. Build those up, man, and your physical as well. Build up everything as much as you can, your financial and stuff, everything. But do it for yourself, man. If you do it and you're like, okay, now I have this. Now I'm getting attention from women. Now I'm validated. Now I feel like a man. No, you need to feel like a man because you are on your own goals, your own purpose of life, becoming the best version of yourself. This, and continue to do this regardless of her validation or invalidation. Who is this little servant to validate you? You see what I'm saying? Like, who? Like, this is just, see, man, it's a battle, man. I fight the battle to always look, in his mirror. I'm thankful to the Most High I don't have a dependent kind of mentality. You know what I mean? I kind of was talking rough to this real pretty chick the other day. I was like, oh, shoot. And I looked back, I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have been that mean. Like, go do this, go do this, go do that. What? Nah, get out of my face. I was like, oh, shoot. When I sat back, I was like, oh, that probably would have made her more attracted to me. But I don't ever want to have no simping mentality. And women, man, in America, they so, especially pretty chick, they used to getting their way and stuff, you know. But I don't know, man. I just want to continue to be, quote, quote, caveman-ish, or quote, quote, that's old school, or quote, quote, what do you say, misogynist. I'm not the one, I always get those two mixed up. Misogynist versus the other one, you know, that hate women. I don't hate women. I love women. I love I hate masculinity in women, but I love feminine women. So, anyways, brothers, do your best to deprogram yourself from caring about her opinion. Who is she? She ain't nothing but a little girl, man, who got the hookup. And I think the main thing, of course, is a man's sexual desire for the female, why he get weak for the female, which is why we got to do things like sex fasting and, you know, hitting the gym and turn off porn and chronic masturbating and leave that, don't do that no more. Because then that feed the beasts, you know what I mean? Feed your sexual desire beast, you know what I mean? You don't want to, you know what I mean? And then you become, you're kind of addicted, you know what I mean, to that kind of thing. You don't want to be linked in like that, man. It's a process, man. You gotta feed the good parts of yourself and starve the bad parts of yourself, man. So that's something I was thinking about. Anyways, brothers, like, share, and subscribe. If you want to donate to the channel, do so in the description. And man, I hope this video was substantive and good for you. I hope you go ahead and download it too, man. You never know when they get rid of my channel. It is what it is, man. We'll see what happens. Anyways, brothers, like, share, subscribe. Email me if you want to, using the link in the description. And use the CashApp donation if you want to. Let me look at my list, make sure I covered everything. Yeah. So, yeah, always remember that her value is locational, bro. She got the locational hookup. Just like Filipina Pea got the locational hookup. Y'all gotta watch that. Those two videos, man. But, yep, I internalized the worthlessness of her opinions of us. Her opinion is worthless of us. Who cares about her opinion of us? Who is she? What does she achieve? She just booty and titties. Primarily, that's what they have reduced themselves to, booty and titties. And, you know, if you can have power over yourself, you know, then she don't have power over you. But if you, that's really what it boiled down to. I'm going to complete this. It really boiled down to, if you're weak for her, she has power over you. If you're weak for her sexuality, she has power over you. That's her only real primary tool. She ain't intelligence, it's just booty and titties. So if you get power over your sexual desire for her, then you have power over her because you got power over yourself. Okay, I'm done. Peace.